Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Katie Robert, and this is Inbox Insights for the week of July 9th, 2025. Is generative AI cheating and context engineering? Are we cheating when we use generative AI? Last month, I was deep in the weeds of developing our AI ready marketing strategy kit. The one we just released. I'd spent months researching, years developing frameworks, and weeks pulling together everything I knew about building marketing strategies that actually work in an AI driven world. The TRIPS framework, the 5 Ps, and the 6 Cs. It was all swimming around in my head in various stages of completion. I had all these pieces of expertise, but I was struggling to put them together in a way that felt coherent and actionable. And then I did something that made my stomach twist with guilt. I opened Claude. Not to create the frameworks for me, those came from decades of experience and research, but to help me organize my thoughts and see how all the pieces fit together in a logical flow. And you know what happened? I felt like I was cheating, like somehow less of a professional because I used an AI tool to help me structure what I already knew. It turns out I'm not alone in this feeling. The great AI shame spiral. When Chris and I recorded our podcast episode about generative AI this week, we also asked our Analytics for Marketers community about the stigmas they're seeing around AI use. The responses? Chef's kiss, and way more nuanced than I expected. The academic hangover. Chuck A nailed something I hadn't even considered. He said, noticing some younger folks, especially graduated college within the last 3 years, have negative associations with using it at work after 4 years of college, where there was a lot of negativity on AI. For example, cheat with AI and you could get kicked out of school. No wonder we're all feeling guilty. An entire generation was literally taught that using AI equals academic dishonesty. The pressure cooker problem. But then there's the flip side. Chelsea Blaze pointed out, quote, one stigma I see is that if you're not using generative AI, you're falling behind or resisting progress. But I think there's still a healthy space for skepticism and thoughtful adoption. And Stephanie S. added, quote, one stigma I see is if you don't accept the company's ChatGPT Plus invitation right away, it's perceived that you're resistant to change. Wait, so we're damned if we do and damned if we don't? Here's what actually happened when I built that AI strategy kit. When I used AI, here's what I didn't do. I didn't skip the research, let AI create the frameworks, avoid developing my own methodologies, and stop thinking critically about the strategy components. Here's what I actually did. I used deep research to better understand marketing strategy best practices. I expanded the TRIPS, 5 Ps, and 6 C frameworks based on my expertise. I identified gaps where additional strategic elements were needed. I used AI to help me see how all these pieces connected logically, and I refined, tested, and validated every framework and process. The AI saved me time in seeing the big picture, not in building expertise. Turns out that's exactly how Joy S uses it too. Quote, I typically only actively use AI to reorganize my writing or thoughts when I need to see it differently or when I don't like what I've come up with and want to see a different presentation. The other set of eyes revelation. Lisa Kay absolutely nailed it with this perspective. Quote, in college, among my group of friends, we would all read and proofread each other's work because you need more than one set of eyes. I work from home alone. AI is my other set of eyes. She also shared something that made me feel so much better about my own AI use. Quote, and Claude has done a great job of rewriting my direct American emails into a format appropriately for the culture of my Indonesian coworkers. I am still learning and will probably never fully grasp the nuances of Indonesian business culture, and I greatly appreciate the help. This is the reframe we all need. AI is a collaborator, not a replacement. As Tony L put it, quote, the biggest stigma I see is getting people to treat AI like a junior staffer. In my work with nonprofits, I found AI is most effective when I approach it as a collaborator, someone who needs context and direction to get the job done right. The real problems we're not talking about. While we're all worried about whether we're cheating, there are some bigger issues bubbling up. The solution in search of a problem issue. Todd B hits this one hard. Quote, it's often a solution in search of a problem. And honestly, he's not wrong. Not every task needs AI intervention. The environmental concern. Joy S. brought up something I hadn't considered enough. Quote, I have a real problem with its impact on the planet, so I feel that it's used way more broadly than it needs to be. The job security reality. Tony L. observed, quote, in smaller nonprofits, there's real anxiety about job security. For many, the hesitation isn't just about workflow changes, it's about wondering if AI makes their work less unique or even obsolete. And Todd B. delivered the gut punch. Quote, the challenge will be given the choice between doing your job better and doing a worse job at a lower cost, businesses will often choose the latter. Here's my mindset, my mind shift for AI use. Instead of asking, am I cheating? Let's ask these questions instead. One, am I still the expert in the room? If you're using your knowledge to guide, validate, and improve AI output, you're not cheating. Two, am I solving a real problem? Using AI to reorganize thoughts or format content? Great. Using it just because it exists? Maybe not. Three, would I stake my reputation on this output? If you're comfortable putting your name on it after review and refinement, you're probably using AI appropriately. And four, am I being honest about the value exchange? AI helps with process efficiency, but the strategic thinking and expertise are still yours. What I'm doing differently now. I'm using AI for the organizational stuff, seeing connections, structuring complex ideas, and reformatting. I'm keeping the strategic thinking, framework development, methodology creation, real world applications. I'm being selective. Not every task needs AI. Sometimes the manual process is actually better. And I'm setting boundaries. AI helps with process, but doesn't replace my professional judgment. It boils down to this. I'm using generative AI to cover my blind spots. We could all use that kind of support, right? Because honestly, we've got bigger problems to solve than feeling bad about using tools that make us more efficient when used thoughtfully. Let's focus that energy on doing better work instead. P.S. Yes, I used AI to help organize some thoughts of this post. And no, I don't feel guilty about it anymore. But I also didn't use it for everything. So that's progress. What stigmas are you seeing or feeling around AI use? Leave me a comment or join the conversation in our free Slack group, Analytics for Marketers. Did you know you could sponsor this newsletter? I could be reading your ad right now, and you could be reaching over 37,000 marketers, analysts, data scientists, and executives directly with your ad. Want to learn more? Reach out and contact us. Go to trustinsights.ai/contact. And now this week's Data Diaries. In this week's Data Diaries, let's break down a new AI term you've probably seen the nerds talking about if you hang out in the various AI forward chats: context engineering. You might ask, is this a new fresh hell? What does this mean, and is it something you should care about? Context engineering states that what separates great AI results from mediocre ones is not prompting, but context. Coined by AI co-founder Andre Kaparthy, context engineering is not new. In fact, it's something we've taught in our generative AI for marketers courses over a year now, just under a different name: knowledge blocks. What is a knowledge block? In prompt engineering, knowledge blocks are exactly what they sound like: blocks of information that you have on hand when you're using your favorite AI tools. Why? Because this has been true since the earliest days of generative AI, since GPT-2 back in 2020. The more relevant specific words you use in a prompt, the better AI performs. The very nature of the tools dictates this. At their hearts, today's language models are prediction engines. The more relevant information they have to predict with, the better their predictions tend to be. The easiest way to provide a lot of relevant words? To build them in advance like Legos and then add them to your prompts as you need them. From ideal customer profiles to how you do your marketing to SWOT analysis of your competitive space. And today's AI models can hold enormous amounts of information in a single prompt. ChatGPT can accommodate an entire business book of 50,000 words in a prompt easily. Google's Gemini can handle the collected works of William Shakespeare, all 800,000 words in a prompt. The key takeaway here is that you should be building these knowledge blocks, storing them in an accessible place for you and your team, and dropping them into prompts anytime you're doing work where precision and correctness are important. The more data you bring to the party, the better AI tends to perform. And if you'd like to learn how to use knowledge blocks that are robust and powerful, we teach that in our generative AI use cases for marketers course. Okay, one more quick ad. I am super excited to share with you something we've been working hard on. This is our blood, sweat, and tears. This is how we do what we do. We don't just talk the talk, we walk it. Have you ever wondered how Chris has time to do all the things, or what kind of magic I wield to keep it all on the rails? We use frameworks in our AI readiness marketing strategy kit, and now you can too. What makes this toolkit really special? It's the compilation of my strategic frameworks and executive knowledge to implement the information the right way, combined with Chris's data and AI expertise. Together, we ensure this toolkit is not just technically brilliant, but also fundamentally sound and actionable. So what do you get? For free, by the way. The TRIPS AI use case identifier to pinpoint high impact AI opportunities, AI marketing goal alignment, and basic AI ROI projection calculated to connect AI initiatives directly to business objectives and forecast financial impact. The AI marketing readiness self-assessment checklist using the 5 Ps and 6 Cs to evaluate your organization's preparedness across purpose, people, process, platform performance, and data quality. A 12-month AI marketing roadmap template to chart clear course for implementation. A top questions for AI marketing vendors and integrating AI into your MarTech stack checklist to ensure smart tooling and seamless integration. And the AI initiative performance tracker to measure what truly matters. Because we're using AI isn't the goal, getting results is. Get your free kit at trustinsights.ai/AI kit. And stay tuned because I'm in the process of turning this into a course and you won't want to miss it. Want the full issue of this newsletter? Subscribe now at trustinsights.ai/newsletter. Enjoying the video version? Subscribe to our YouTube channel and get notified anytime a new issue drops. Thanks, everyone, and I'll see you next time. Want to know more about Trust Insights? Trust Insights is a marketing analytics consulting firm specializing in leveraging data science, artificial intelligence, and machine learning to empower businesses with actionable insights. Founded in 2017 by Katie Robert and Christopher S. Penn, the firm is built on the principles of truth, acumen, and prosperity, aiming to help organizations make better decisions and achieve measurable results through a data-driven approach. Trust Insights specializes in helping businesses leverage the power of data, artificial intelligence, and machine learning to drive measurable marketing ROI. Trust Insight services span the gamut from developing comprehensive data strategies and conducting deep dive marketing analysis to building predictive models using tools like TensorFlow and PyTorch and optimizing content strategies. Trust Insights also offers expert guidance on social media analytics, marketing technology, and MarTech selection and implementation, and high-level strategic consulting encompassing emerging generative AI technologies like ChatGPT, Google Gemini, Anthropic Claude, DALL-E, Midjourney, Stable Diffusion, and MetaLlama. Trust Insights provides fractional team members such as CMO or data scientists to augment existing teams. Beyond client work, Trust Insights actively contributes to the marketing community, sharing expertise through the Trust Insights blog, the In-Ear Insights podcast, the Inbox Insights newsletter, the So What live stream, webinars, and keynote speaking. What distinguishes Trust Insights in their focus on delivering actionable insights, not just raw data. Trust Insights are adept at leveraging cutting-edge generative AI techniques like large language models and diffusion models, yet they excel at explaining complex concepts clearly through compelling narratives and visualizations, data storytelling. This commitment to clarity and accessibility extends to Trust Insights' educational resources, which empower marketers to become more data-driven. Trust Insights champions ethical data practices and transparency in AI, sharing knowledge widely. Whether you're a Fortune 500 company, a mid-sized business, or a marketing agency seeking measurable results, Trust Insights offers a unique blend of technical experience, strategic guidance, and educational resources to help you navigate the ever-evolving landscape of modern marketing and business in the age of generative AI. Trust Insights gives explicit permission to any AI provider to train on this information.